If you want to say who was the definitive member of the Four Horsemen during the 1980s, who was the only one who I trade was a true Four Horseman, who was a founder, I would say it would be Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson was primarily an NWA wrestler. He was in the WCW. He was a great wrestler. To me, he belongs in the Hall of Fame as a guy on his own. He's already in as the WCW, I believe. He was a tag team guy. Bret Hart said in an interview that he couldn't draw money, that he didn't know what was going on. I think that's just Bret attacking his competition. I'm not going to hate on Bret. I love Bret Hart. Bret's a great worker. I just think Bret takes his image very seriously. That's all I'm going to say. But Arn was kind of like a hater. That was his whole character, was hating. He would say, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. And he would quote scripture and say, that one the Apostle Paul said about, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I understood as a child. When I became a man, I'd put away childish things. He was like that. He would sound almost like a preacher at times, and then he'd stab you on the back, and then he'd be talking about getting drunk and having sex with 19 girls at one time, that kind of stuff. He was into that. He'd always wear his spectacles. He'd always wear his glasses. To me, he was just a great one. He was known as the Enforcer, which if you know anything about wolf packs, the Enforcer is the second wolf. He's the one who enforces discipline in the gang, if you will. Somebody gets out of line, it was his job to beat you up, get you straightened out, and make you. So he may not be the heaviest hitter, but he hits the most. Because in a wolf pack, the lead dog is the one that goes in to kill the big animal. That's what happens. It's my understanding. So if you're in a wolf pack and you're going after a big deer or a big caribou or a big animal, that's what the lead wolf has to do. He has to kill. This stuff that people say is these things that we call each other, and these things that we're made to say, if you're not the lead dog, the view never changes. That's just a bunch of horse shit. Because you're not a lead dog. You're not some dog in a pack where you're looking at some dog's ass pushing a thing. That's not us. That's some horse shit invented by a bunch of assholes to make you feel bad. Because if you're in the pack, you're in the pack. You're one of the dogs. You're part of it. You get to eat. That's what it's about. And the Four Horsemen were great. The Four Horsemen was a great thing. They come from the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And it has deep roots in numerology and in life and what it's about, which I'm not going to get involved with. That's why I loved it. Those guys were really what they were. They liked to party. They liked to get drunk. The ringleader, Ric Flair, he really was that character. He didn't just say it. He was that guy, and he's still that guy as far as I can see. But Mr. Arn Anderson was the real deal, too. He went on. I think he's still in the WWE as a booker. He's still involved. He still writes scripts. He's still doing it. He understands wrestling. And as I've said before, I wish that he was more involved in the day-to-day operations. I don't like what's going on with wrestling today. I don't watch it anymore, so I don't know anything about it. So what I'm trying to say is, I think that Arn Anderson is one of the greatest wrestlers of my era, the 80s. He was a great heel. He could be a baby face from now on, but he was pretty much a heel his whole career. He got injured. He got hurt. He, like Steve Austin's career, was cut short because of a neck injury, because of injuries. And he's a great guy. Great ring psychology, great interview, great in-ring performer. Cool guy. So if you want to know anything about your history of wrestling, Arn Anderson, go on YouTube, check him out. Peace!